Hi, I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm David.
And together we are the
Leos at Large.
Today we are at our home. We're not in some remote place, but we're going to share with you our trip to Aravaipa Canyon, which is about an hour drive from Tucson. It's a beautiful canyon with water, which you don't see very much in Arizona this time of year. Right now, today, July 14th, it's about 104 or so where we live. So
Right.
It was basically a river that flows year-round, and you can walk in it just like you can at the Zion Narrows and without the crowd. So we'll show you some of the footage we have of that and some of the pictures.
Yeah, that's the main reason people really love it. It's a canyon walk. The first part of the first half hour was through the Cottonwoods. But the beauty is you could walk up the river, and certain times the water's flowing quite a bit. But we went June 15th, so it's only about a foot deep. Perfect for hiking. And after about an hour, the Cottonwoods give way to a beautiful canyon setting. And you can hike for hours up this canyon. We went up for a couple hours, then came back. So made for a perfect day's walk. People go to Aravaipa Canyon. There's an eastern and a western entrance. The western entrance is where we went, closer to Tucson and Oro Valley for easy to get to. To go to the other entrance, you have to drive through some rivers. It takes a four-wheel drive, so it's always easier to go to the west entrance. But both have got their beauty. I first went years ago when I was a geology student here at the University of Arizona. We took a field trip, and we did go in the eastern entrance, and I can say the geology is entirely different. A lot of different metamorphics, some different types of igneous rocks. You've got some sedimentary rocks you're going to go through, so it's a really fascinating place to go. You enjoyed it, right?
I enjoyed it. It was about off the main highway, about a 14-mile dirt road drive. It was really easy. It wasn't in bad shape at all. There was a campground on the way and a beautiful farm. It was
They're called Aravaipa Farms.
Apples, peaches. It was gorgeous to have a little resort there, and we walked around. I think we have some pictures of that.
Yeah, that's at the very end of the video. So we're going to show you the video and hope you enjoy it and get a chance to visit. I should mention you do need reservations to go. It's only about $10. You do that online and you can usually get them, but they get pretty popular in the springtime. That's why we had to wait till June 15th to do ours. But I'm telling you, June was a great month. It was warm, but you could go up the river no problem.
So we had special waterproof socks that we bought from Amazon that were amazing. It felt like it was wicking away the water from your feet in your hiking boots, so that was really nice. And then, of course, our favorite part of the hike was all the wildlife. We saw a cardinal in the middle of the desert forest, I guess you could call it. We saw, what I thought was a rattlesnake, but I think it turned out to be a
king snake.
A king snake that wrapped around my feet.
Still
that was
enough.
Wonderful. And what else did we see? Just birds, singing birds everywhere.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit of that too.
And you'll see that on the video where we just went quiet and nothing but the birds. It is incredible. It is such a beautiful, peaceful place. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy it.
See you next time. So here we are driving in. It's a beautiful drive, about 8 miles on a dirt road, some windy, twisty road, steep in a few places, but very doable in your car. Spectacular hills, mountains, desert setting. You wouldn't even know there's a beautiful canyon with a river running through it up ahead. Here we are at the trailhead, a nice little restroom here. Parking for probably about 8 or so cars. Trailhead, the trail goes right down the hill here, drops down to the beginning of the trail for Aravaipa Canyon. So the trail down from the road is fairly rocky, probably the worst part of the whole trail. As you drop down to where the river is, you can see the green of the cottonwoods down here, which are spectacular. And they're really, really healthy cottonwoods down here. And it can be fun walking on the river up there. See the hills, mountains around, typical Southwest scenery. Entering into the canyon itself with the Cottonwoods. Temperature drops about 10 degrees as you go in. It's a nice little sign. National Conservation Lands owns the lands around the wilderness area. They're doing a good job of preserving it for us so we can be out hiking. In June, there's not a lot of water flowing here. This dry riverbed ahead of us will be flowing through the winter and spring. Right now, the river is confined to that smaller little stream bed just over the hill there. You can just barely hear it. And we're continuing on. Good luck. Our first crossing. Been walking on gravel bed, which usually is underwater, like I said, during the spring, but now it's just confined to this little creek. Still really, really pretty. And a little deeper in places. About a mile in on the hike, the river takes a bend and a little more of a canyon here. Still beautiful cottonwood trees by the water. Right, a place where the river is taking a bend and we're coming back into the outcrop more. You can see the rocks overhanging the river. A little farther downstream, there's obviously a lot of faulting in this area because now we're into older metamorphic rocks. And you can see here some of the inclusions of the lighter color material. What happens is the metamorphic rocks buried deep in the earth under great pressures. They fracture and the fluids that are moving through the rocks fill the interstices or the cracks, and they slowly harden with the minerals that are there, and they form whatever minerals are there. You can see some quartz and some other minerals in the rock, and that's how you get veins, and that's where people go looking for gold and silver and other precious minerals formed by these fluids moving into metamorphic and igneous rocks, forming precious minerals. Entering a little deeper into the canyon, you can see how beautiful it is with the large metamorphic rocks towering over the river. Still just perfect hiking down the river, enjoying the beautiful summer day. So here we are at the halfway point for us. About an hour and a half in, come to a large canyon coming in from the right and the left, and the river takes one of the bends, and it's a nice place to have lunch and in the middle of this beautiful metamorphic rock here. Nice little ledges along the river to take off our boots and clean out all the gravel from our aqua socks and just enjoy the shade. It's so spectacular here in Arizona to be able to hike all day long and still be cool. And it's probably going to be about 104 in Phoenix today, but down here it's probably in the low 90s. Maybe even cooler with all the shade and everything we have here. This little panorama again, you can see the metamorphic rocks down below with those quartz inclusions up above or the sandstones farther up. It's a beautiful hike. Last time I was here was back in grad school as a geologist 45 years ago, and I think I came in from the east entrance because I remember a lot of beautiful metamorphic and gneiss rocks, GNEISS rocks, metamorphosed granite, which is beautiful. And I don't see any of that here, so it must be in my memory. We went to the east entrance, and that's where that rock is. Here you've got the darker metamorphics with the quartz inclusions and other mafic minerals, but beautiful setting, great hike. You can almost, at this time of year, and here we are mid-June, you could walk up the river the entire way and really not have to go through any of the brush. So it's a good time of year to be here. If you can get here just before it gets too hot, the river will cool you down, the trees are shady. And up until where we are here, at this point, about an hour and a half in, there's shade trees everywhere. So hope you enjoy the hike when you take it. So halfway between the main road and the canyon itself is Aravaipa Farm. Beautiful little place of apple orchards, peaches, and other fruits, and you can come and stay here. They have some nice little cabins. Here's a view of some of the orchards to drive in. It's a nice little place. You can do a daycation, just go for the day, or you can go and stay there. And to keep things cool, they have this beautiful little pool area. A nice little place for some miniature horses and goats for the kids. And this is the outside of one of the little casitas. I think there's like 4 of them on the property. You can go and stay there. They have bed and breakfast. Really nice place in the middle of this beautiful canyon right near the river. I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll see you again next time.